Hello and welcome everyone. I'm Kimberly Boschman and this is the Intentionally Intuitive Podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for each life path number for the month of March 2025. Before we get into the forecast, this is a general forecast. If you would like your own personal numerology, in where we'll take a look at the numbers of your charts, your forecast, all of the good things, then please book some time with me. My information is in the description box below, and I would love to work with you. All right, let's take a look at what March has in store. Life path number 9, you all are going to be working with a vibration of the 3 for March. This is beautiful energy. Now, it can bring in some of our darker shadow sides, right, to work with and to work through. But generally speaking, when we move through a 3 cycle, it can really bring a lot of joy into our lives. It can show us what, it can remind us of, what it is that brings us joy and encourage us to do more of that. It allows us or helps us to connect to our inner child, to use our imagination, to get back to creativity and creating. And, whether it's just picking back up hobbies that we used to do, this is a great cycle to do that and remind yourself of why you did it in the first place. If it brings you joy, this is the month to immerse yourself in it and let your inner child take the lead. Beautiful month for travel for you 9s. If you have an opportunity to travel, even if it's just, getting away nearby, you don't necessarily have to travel the world, but if you have the opportunity, that would be great because you will definitely, more than likely, enjoy that experience. But even if it's just, treating yourself to a spa day or a little retreat for the weekend or just taking a drive and enjoying the scenery. I don't know, just the things, the more simple things, but letting your sort of spirit be free is such a beautiful energy for that. Also beautiful energy for socializing, for networking, for collaborating, for surrounding yourself with people who, see you for who you are and appreciate you for who you are and appreciate the light that you are, while also getting that support from people, right? Supporting each other and uplifting one another. It's a beautiful energy for that. So if you get the opportunity to spend time with loved ones or meet new friends who, again, you have similar values with, this is such a great month for that. So I would say, even if you're more of like a homebody, this is a great month to get out there and play and treat yourself, splurge a little bit, if you have the ability to. And again, surround yourself with people who make you feel good. Like other people can't bring us joy and happiness. We have to create that for ourselves. But there are certainly people we can surround ourselves with that fuel that fire, that bring the support and the love and truly see us for who we are and appreciate us for who we are. And this is such a great month to do that. And again, pay attention to who you meet this month, because this is a great month for making new friends, for meeting new people who you might collaborate with in some way. This is a great month for launching something creative if you have the opportunity to do that. Especially if it's a collaborative launch, right? Or some kind of creative output. This is a great time to get that in the spotlight. The 3 energy sort of pushes us into the spotlight a little bit. It can bring in recognition. It can bring in rewards. It can remind us of our worth and that what we have to contribute is just as important as anyone else. So it reminds us that we might not have a massive following or a billion likes or, be in the spotlight or be a celebrity, but that doesn't mean that what we have to bring to the table and what we have to contribute isn't just as important. And so it can light that fire within us, that creative fire within us to, again, share our ideas and our creative genius. So I love that. Also, it reminds us to be ourselves. Like the 3 is all about authenticity and uniqueness and celebrating that uniqueness and that authenticity and not feeling shame around who we are, right? The 3 is not about conforming. It is not about fitting the mold. It's about, again, celebrating what makes us who we are. Because again, energetically, yes, we're all connected. Like we're from, we're from part of the whole, right? We're all one, so to speak. But physically, in this human experience, we are very different. We are very unique. We are very like individualized. And that's not a bad thing. There's so much beauty and so much to celebrate in that uniqueness. And the 3 is the energy that pushes us to remember that and to celebrate that and to surround ourselves with people who also see that the beauty in that uniqueness, right? Because not to sound trite, but truly, if we were all the same, like how boring, my God. So the 3 just brings out the uniqueness and the creativity within us. And so it's a great month to showcase that. So, try something different if you want to. Do something that makes you feel good, whatever that may be. And it can be simple. It doesn't have to be grandiose, but it's something that allows you to celebrate you and who you are and what you bring to the table. Definitely a good month for speaking your truth. Communication comes up to the forefront this month. So, having those conversations is going to be really, really important. You could see that the lines of communication open up where maybe there were some miscommunications or some misunderstandings. The opportunity to have the deeper conversations could come up at this time. Don't let pride get in the way, right? So if something went down, there was miscommunication, and you're like, I'm not going to do anything until they apologize or blah, blah, blah. If the opportunity comes up to have the conversation, have the conversation. And, you can always decide what to do after the conversation's been had. But a lot of times the miscommunication or the misunderstanding comes from or stems from the breakdown in the communication, the lack of conversation. And so this is a great month to have those conversations. And you could probably heal a lot through that process. Great time for writing, publishing, getting your words out there, written, spoken word. Make sure you pay attention to your messaging though. If you don't feel good about your messaging, or, if it's coming from a place of, that's filled with venom, it's probably going to come back to you pretty quickly, and you'll have to clean that up. But this is a supportive month for getting your messaging out into the world, sharing your voice, speaking up, speaking out, all of those things. And again, great for creatives. So art, the artists out there, the filmmakers, the publishers, all of those things. So if you've got a creative voice, this is the month to get it out into the world, to share it if you can. If it's ready, let's put it that way. Can be some emotional highs and lows this month. So pay attention to your emotions. Make sure that, if you are using your words, if you're putting your messaging out there, make sure that it's not driven by extreme emotions, right? Come back to neutral. Make sure you feel good about the messaging and what you're putting out into the world, because it's important. It's really important. So, the other thing I would say is this is definitely a great month for moving through any fear of failure, fear of criticism, fear of any self-doubt, anything like that may come up this month for you to kind of work through and get to the root of. So because those things, right? The fear of criticism, the fear of being yourself, the fear of failure, etc. Those are not real. I mean, they're not real. So they're like standing in the way of you truly being you and expressing yourself in a way that is authentic. And the 3 wants to break down those barriers. So you could be confronted with some of those things this month. And of course, like any debilitating self-doubt or anything like that, that's keeping you from being you. Now I pulled an animal wisdom message for you, and you got firefly energy. So again, so aligned with the 3 energy, because again, it's about shining your light and letting the world see you for who you are. And it's interesting because it's like, the fireflies, the light looks the same, but there's a uniqueness to each one. And you can be standing in a field of 1,000,000 fireflies, and each one is going to be unique in some way. Each little firefly is going to be unique in some way. And I think that's just such a beautiful illustration, because for the 3 energy, that's at the core of this energy is there might be situations where we're all doing the same job, but nobody can do the job like you can, So your contribution is important. All of those things. So that was your pep talk for March. Get out there and shine. All right. Talk to you later, Nines. Take care. Bye for now.